Alright, so if you watched my video for part 2, you'll notice that I made a mistake here. That's 2,420, not 2,040. So I need to correct that, and we're just going to cover up that mistake and do it again. So 2,420 goes over here. So we're using that same formula that we used before. We have a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of alpha. So we were working out all these big numbers, but I think I just want to do this on my calculator. Hopefully it'll make sense what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is type this into my calculator, subtract this, and subtract this. Then I'm going to divide by all of this. I hope that made sense. You can rewind the video and look at it again if it didn't make too much sense to you. I need to move this over a little bit. There we go. Alright, so what do we have? We have 2,420 squared minus 6,000 squared minus 5,050 squared, and I get a number. So if I subtract these two on this side, I get this. Then I have to divide by all of this to get the cosine by itself. So I'm going to divide by -2 times 6,000 times 5,050. Close the number, close the denominator, and I get this number, 0.918. So cosine alpha is approximately 0.918 something. So what I'm going to do is store this in x. So to get my alpha, it's the inverse cosine of that x that I just stored. So inverse cosine of x is equal to 23.3 degrees. So what does that tell us in our picture? I need to use a different color here. So this angle is 23.3 degrees. Does this really tell us anything that we need? What did it ask us for? Determine the position of the cell phone north and east of the first tower. So this direction, which is the same as this direction, and east of the first tower, and determine how far it is from the highway, which is this one. So really what we need to do is work with this right angle right here. This is a right angle. We know that's 90, so can't we figure out this angle? And do we even need to know this angle? Well, let's get it just in case we do. So 180 degrees minus 90 plus 23.3 would give us 66.7 degrees. Now what can I do with all of this? Let's call this side x, and this little piece right here, let's call this y. How does this help us at all? Well, we do have a right triangle, so we can use our trig identities. If we're looking at this angle, that's going to be opposite, and we know hypotenuse. Wouldn't that be sine of 23.3 degrees is equal to opposite over hypotenuse? Okay, so x is equal to 5,050 times sine of 23.3 degrees, which is approximately something. 1997.5. So what did we just find? We actually found this distance right here, 1997.5 feet. Okay, but what else do we need to know? We also need to know x right here. So, well, we just found x. We need to know y. This would be adjacent to this angle, right? So we will know adjacent and hypotenuse. I'm so sorry that I can't talk. So cosine of 23.3 degrees is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So side y is equal to 5050 cosine of 23.3 degrees. So we get, oh, you notice I typed that wrong, right? Cosine of 23.3. I forgot my cosine. So 4,638.2 feet. So this side here, the distance from the highway is this amount. Let me write it over here since there's no room in my picture. This is also, this one here is also your, my goodness, I really should stop recording tonight, right? This is not the distance from the highway. This is the distance from east to west. That's how far it is going east from the first tower. And x, this number here, is how far north it is. And x is also the distance from the highway.